Well, I was very fortunate in the 9 years I lived in Seattle, to work with a fine editor and publisher by the name of David Brewster in what were the glory days of alternative newspapers in the United States. Most famous of which, of course, was the Village Voice, but there were lots of these things all over the place. The Boston Phoenix, I forget what the name of the one was in New Orleans, and then there was the Seattle Weekly, which was founded and edited by this fellow named David Brewster. He was an ex-academic. He had done PhD studies in English at Yale, had gone to Seattle to teach English literature, but eventually moved into journalism, both print and television, and founded this alternative newspaper, which, among other things, produced one of the most successful spy novelists of our time, Alan Furst. Alan was our football writer. It produced a congressman, John Miller, with whom I was the baseball writer, as well as the religion writer and the foreign policy writer. It was quite a little breeding ground for offbeat writers who were doing other things but wanted to contribute to the life of the community through journalism. It helped that Seattle had and still has really bad newspapers. The Seattle Post-Intelligencer and the Seattle Times were really bad newspapers. So if you wanted lively stuff, you went to the Seattle Weekly. And that was incredibly important for me, because I came out of graduate school with all the usual bad writing habits. And it was David Brewster, who remains a friend to this day, he's now in his late 80s, who hammered me into being a writer that people could actually read.